This is the maiden voyage of the TheGripPodcast. Everything looks like it's working just fine. We're going to go ahead and start. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the elevator. Psych. Welcome to the TheGripPodcast. This is the maiden voyage, the first episode. Hold on a second. I'm going to get y'all going.
Oh, some music. Okay.
Mic check. Hold on.
I know, I guess I should taste my drink you made me.
Some minor technical difficulties. Hold on. Welcome to the TheGripPodcast. I'm your host, Matthew Sky Osborne. I'm here with my good friends, Darcel and Tam.
Oh, hi!
How y'all doing?
What up, though?
Good, Matthew.
This used to be formerly the Elevator Podcast. Sherilyn is still with us. Just she's going to be doing more behind the camera work. We might have her on the podcast here at some point in time. You ever heard this song?
Is this Miguel?
Nope.
Oh.
I've never heard it, but it sounds really good.
Sound good, don't it?
Yeah.
So who is it?
Say what?
Who is it?
Emotional Orange.
I'll Shazam it.
I'm sorry, Emotional Oranges.
Oh, well, I'll Google it.
I'm just getting everybody in a good mood. You got your drinks. What's your cup say?
Mine says, you cannot imagine the immensity of the fuck I do not give.
Of the fuck. Not fucks.
Yes.
Singular fuck.
Singular.
What you got, Darcel?
Mine says, have a nice day with a middle finger at the bottom.
And yours?
Mine says, I'm not bossy. I just know what you should be doing. I think that's pretty accurate. I don't think I'm bossy.
That's a good slogan. I might use that with my associates at work.
Yeah, I'm not bossy. I just know what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Could that be taken as being opinionated?
About other people's actions, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, can you be bossy with yourself? I don't know. I don't think you can you?
You are the boss of you.
So you just automatically doing that. I feel like there's too much bass in my voice.
Your voice is deep.
Is it deep?
Oh, wow. Pause.
Pause.
Pineapple.
Let me turn that bass down just a little bit. There you go. Oh, that sounds so much better. I apologize to the listeners if that's too much. Okay, check us out on Instagram, the TheGripPodcast. We are also on YouTube, TheGripPodcast. I'm trying to determine if I want to keep the prior YouTube channel or move everything to my current YouTube channel. I get tired of having things so spread out. So I'm thinking maybe if I consolidate everything into one place, is that too much? I don't know. It makes it easier to manage.
Talking about your Sky.
I got the
music.
The Be Humane videos. I do the music every week. We're going to do this now. And I'm like, maybe if it's easier if I keep everything in one location.
But then what would be the title of your channel?
I don't know. My channel is the Matthew Sky Osborne channel. I don't know. Everything you need. Yeah, okay, so we're on Instagram, The TheGripPodcast, not on Twitter yet. You can check us out on Spotify and iTunes right now, The TheGripPodcast. How this format's going to work is I'm going to host it every week, put it out every Sunday, and each episode I'm going to have a new guest. And hopefully I'll have some repeat guests, determine if these two want to come back. This guy here, his brother, was just cussing me out, talking about, why the fuck you ain't have me on the show? You didn't ask, nigga. I'm just playing, Darnell. I mean, he was kind of serious like that. So, yeah, I'm going to have a different guest every episode, and we'll rotate people. I'm gonna get my sister-in-law in here. Y'all know her, Melissa.
I love Melissa.
Melissa's
hey,
wild.
Melissa! Shout out to Melissa and Amy and Hayden and everybody.
Even Amy says she's gonna try to get down on it.
Really?
And she don't do anything social media.
She
doesn't do.
She accepted my friend request on Facebook.
She did.
Are you serious? I'm
Yes,
gonna have
I
to try to find her.
After he said she wouldn't, I said,
Yeah,
"Look
I thought
at this."
she has a Facebook, but she don't ever. I thought she don't ever be on it. So,
But I really don't be on my Facebook page anymore either.
I don't want to say I don't like Facebook. It's just I think Facebook just seems like it's just dying off.
So Facebook, I have a lot of people from back home, from high school.
For
I keep
people
up-
you
and then their parents, for some reason.
I
friended
use
me.
it for that too. Like it's mostly people you grew up with,
Right.
people you know, people you worked with before.
Right. But if I want to be ratchet, I use Snapchat and Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
you know, stuff I can post.
Right.
And then Facebook has my coworkers too.
Okay.
I
But
agree.
young people don't be on Facebook though, right?
Young people, they.
I'm not saying we.
not like Snap.
Snapchat is more now, but
Yeah.
Facebook is trying to stay, I guess, with Instagram and Snap because they have Facebook Live now. But I have never done Facebook Live.
I tried it. I don't have enough followers
never
to do
done
that live
Instagram
because
Live.
it just feels sad. Like I'll go live and there'll be like 3 people.
Right, and then they can leave their comments, and
It's
you're
like my
sitting-
mom's one of them.
You're sitting there waiting.
Like,
and
what's
then
up,
they'll say- right. You're sending shout outs to people that are saying hey to you. So
Yeah. Okay, what am I talking about? Oh, okay. So we're on. I'm also on Facebook, but I'm still trying to figure it out. It's new. I'm trying to figure it out. We're gonna, it's gonna
you
be a lot
post on Facebook.
of trial and errors. I got a Grip Podcast Facebook page, but I'm like, is that pointless? Should I just move it all? I'll figure it out. I don't need to be talking about this.
Honestly, well, we'll stop talking about it. But yeah, most of the stuff that I see you post is because I'm on Instagram.
Yeah.
I probably would see it more on Instagram than I would on Facebook.
I like Instagram a lot. Instagram just, I don't know, it just works for me. You can put your pictures on there, then you can also talk about stuff if you
Right.
want in the comment, or not in the comment, in the caption section.
You should limit so you don't have to check all these multiple sites.
Yeah, I hear you. So what am I saying? So the Grip Podcast, the name basically is what it all centers around is get a grip on life, grip on reality. Life is interesting. Life is complex. Life is diverse. All sorts of people, all walks of life. I want to talk about, I guess, a wide range of issues that people deal with in their everyday life. I don't want to say like I'm going to have experts on here in specific fields. Like, I don't know, like I want to talk about relationships, for example. I don't want a PhD in sociology. I want to talk to actual people about what they're dealing with in their lives, whether it's relationships, racism, I don't know, litany of topics. That makes sense. Like I want to get people's real life's opinions and perspectives, and I just kind of actually want to give people a voice and show people how diverse we really are. Black people, women, gay people. I don't know any transgender people.
Pride today, did you see that?
Yeah, and I actually.
And I did not. I will say honestly, I was not going to participate. And one of the coworkers, or I guess our diversity department at work. Oh, by the way, we all work together. If Matthew didn't tell you, so
I'll probably go back and
delete that.
mute the name.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I can fix that.
Okay, yeah, fix that. But
I mean, people really want to know. They could find out.
so how I got involved because I like charitable things, and so I did donate because they were raising money and giving bracelets out because of they said that people that are homosexual have problems being in homeless shelters.
Yeah, they was talking about that too. Yeah.
So they were raising money. There's a specific homeless shelter for gay people.
Yeah.
It will make them feel more comfortable, and or people that have been kicked out their homes from their parents or
Right.
family members, they're not accepted. So that's why I donated. Not
Yeah.
that I do not accept. I am all LBGQT. Is all the letters.
Pretty much.
I'm To each its own.
No disrespect.
Yeah,
It's
no
just,
disrespect at all. But, I was more inclined to donate when it was because of that cause.
Right.
For someone being homeless. So
I'll just ultimately want to kind of turn some stereotypes on their head with this podcast and talk about real people and see if I can get people to talk about things that they don't want to talk about. Because I feel like everybody kind of, come on, if we're being honest, like people kind of, you hold things close to your chest. You don't want people knowing your business. I really appreciate you guys coming on because I'm pretty comfortable talking about stuff because I'm of the belief, can't nobody really hurt me. Only if I allow you to hurt me, unless you're like trying to physically do harm to me. Other than that, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words, So I like being open and talking about things because I think I get more information about life and people that way by being honest and truthful. So I kind of want to do that with this podcast. So what I was going to talk about today was relationships. What were we talking? I think we were saying what defines a successful relationship. I don't want to say marriage. I'd say just relationships. I'm kind of curious because I know what works for me, but I don't think there's a universal answer to that question. I think there's maybe some specific things that people have to, use or give in a relationship to make it work. But I think it's going to be different for everybody because everybody's, people are interesting and diverse. So what works for me ain't going to work for you.
Right.
Work for you. What you do ain't going to work for me. That's all I'll say about that. I'll let you, divulge.
He wants to elaborate.
Wow. Okay. So, I disagree with what you said. It would work for you if that was an option.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on.
First of all. Okay.
I don't know. So I guess let me do this. Let me give some context here. So everybody kind of knows who we are and where we're at. We're all friends. I'm 38 years old. I'm married to what you would call a Caucasian woman.
What you would call?
Because I don't like the term white. I think it's real limiting. You say white and black, then you're kind of you're kind of stereotyping it to me.
Right. So you should just say someone that's not the same ethnicity.
Because if I just say, hey, you're black, okay, I understand that.
I'm black and something else.
But what's your actual, what do you actually make?
I'm mixed up with all type of shit. I
Exactly.
probably got white people, Caucasian.
I think we all do. Otherwise, we would be black as my shirt.
Well, actually, there are some African people that are not dark.
True. You're right. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I shouldn't have said that.
But I understand what you're saying.
Right. I'm sorry. I got to get my shit together here. So I'm 38. I'm married. That's me. I'm from Ohio, raised in Ohio and Tennessee.
Woo-hoo.
That's my background. You don't have to say everything, but just kind of give people an idea of like where you're at in your life.
37, no kids, raised in Tennessee, grew up in Tennessee, moved to Texas for a job. By myself, no family except for like one older cousin, so like a transplant.
All right.
So my story is a little different. So I'm 37. I am married, going on 2 years. I'm a twin. Moved to Texas over 7 years ago. I moved because I'm from up north. Born in Detroit, raised between Detroit and Cleveland, Ohio, that is. OHIO, Matt, you feel me?
OHIO.
So
My bad.
Yeah.
Ohio, do you know in Chinese that means, no, Japanese. That means hi.
Right. Well, already. But I moved out here because I was tired of the snow. So one day I said, you know what? I'm through with this. So, I packed up and hit the road. And I'm here.
How long have I been married? I've been married 3-4 years, maybe.
You may want to know that for sure.
It's okay. We're not a traditional
It doesn't
couple.
seem like that long.
I know, right?
No,
But I mean,
like
But
I
y'all
mean,
been
when we-
together for...
we've been together for 7-8 years. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I've been out of the dating game for a while. Is it hot in here? You don't want
I am a little...
I'm about to
I
turn the
think
fan
it's
on.
the drink, though. But I want some more, but I'm trying to sip it.
It is wonderful.
It is. It's very
I
smooth.
didn't want to admit it.
the drink?
Yeah.
The drink is very good.
It's delightful.
So can we tell them what we're drinking?
Yeah.
Yes, this Wild Turkey American honey, and it's very delicious. And the bottle was full.
I know when we got here.
And you didn't even give me that much.
I know. Well, I had to evenly distribute it so everybody could get some. Write the check, Wild Turkey.
Right.
Just
That was a shameless plug. Is that what they say?
yeah. Okay, so that's where we come from. What would be the first question with this? I didn't want to be too organized with it. Just kind of wanted to have a loose talk about it. I guess, how would you define a successful relationship?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So, for me personally, when I think of a successful relationship, I look at the relationship I have now with my wife. It wasn't always peaches and cream.
Never is.
Relationship is.
Not anything real.
Right. You had your ups and downs.
Yeah.
But, what works for us works for us. So, we are opposite in a lot of ways. Like, I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to credit, finances, things like that. Not saying she's not, but that's one of my strengths. Navigationally, I don't need a map to get anywhere. She's challenged in that area. She will.
That may be most women.
Oh, that's just most women.
Oh, isn't that a stereotype?
But I just say it as my wife because she would get lost going around the corner, literally. So, but we.
Get on down
But we balance each other out very well. So you just got to find the common ground. Everything ain't gonna be perfect. Nobody's perfect, and you got to understand that. What most people don't know how to do is really know how to compromise with somebody else.
Okay.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So So point one, compromise.
Yeah. So, and that's one thing, even with myself, things I was lacking early on in a relationship where I needed to step up. And, it took a reality check for me to understand that. Like, I need to, man up if I want this long term. And I did it.
Yeah. Me and Amy went through that early on. I kind of had to figure it out, and we both had to figure it out at the same time. But we basically came to the agreement that, and like I said, this works for us. I don't speak for everybody, but nobody gets everything that they want in a relationship. But you can get a little of what you want. Like, you can get, I just say you get 50% of what you want. If you're not willing to compromise, I think you're headed for, doom.
Right.
In the relationship. Everybody can't get it. If somebody's getting everything they want, you're going to have resentment on the other part. I don't know, anger, hate, people. I mean, all kind of things could stem from that. So, yeah, compromise. I think that's one important thing. Let me take these down. What you think, Tam?
So, speaking from the person that's single at the table, me personally, I guess I'm not the average. I guess this is stereotypical too. Mm-hmm. Typical female. So, a lot of females, men may say, "Oh, they're too emotional, they're too clingy, blah blah blah," all that kind of stuff. I'm more of an action person. Mm-hmm. So, you can tell me you love me all day, but if your words are not lining up with how you're treating me, I take that as a sign. I feel like communication is a big key to a successful relationship. You have to be able to feel comfortable talking to that person, expressing how you really feel about something and not being afraid to say how you feel or speak up for yourself. And then if they're there for you, if that's the person for you, either they're going to understand it, y'all going to agree to disagree. I'm not a person that argues. I want to say how I feel, but I want you to take it into consideration. It doesn't mean we have to agree on it, but just like Darcel said, it's a compromise. You're not going to get everything that you want, but there are some things that you can talk about, you have to have like, I guess the same core values, and people have different core values.
Okay.
So just like you said, how something works for Darcel's marriage may not work for your marriage.
Right.
But if you and Amy, y'all's core values may be totally different from Darcel and Keno's core values, you know. So I know both of you guys' wives. So I can personally say and be okay. Whatever. So I can personally say I understand both of you guys have great wives. I will say that. And I will also say you all are great catches. For me, looking on the outside as a single woman, if I did, getting to know you guys would be just what I've known about you guys. It's a good thing. So I feel like I want a friendship. I want a best friend that I can do stuff with, that I can talk about anything with and not feel shamed about it or being judged about it. So that's me.
Okay.
Like, especially with me not, I guess, caring about certain things that some women care about. I need a guy that likes to have fun, that I can take anywhere, and I can go anywhere with him.
Okay.
And talk about anything.
So wait, so you threw in a really big point, was communication.
Right.
I think that destroys so many relationships and marriages.
Because they don't talk. So many people hold stuff in, and then you walk around angry. If me and you were married and then you ask me what's wrong and I say nothing, but I actually know something is wrong, that's like a breakdown. And that's a strain on a relationship. Not even in marriage. That's just a relationship, period. If you don't feel comfortable talking to that person, why would you want to continue to extend the relationship?
I got you.
That's just my take on it.
So, yeah, communication. I guess through all my prior relationships before I was married, I guess I experienced a lot of problems with communication. I don't know, man. Just like, okay, so you know how you're with someone and you might want them to do something, but you don't communicate that. So maybe you do something else. You talk around it. You suggest things, and by not dealing with it, they misinterpret it. They do the things you don't like.
Right.
Then you start creating things in your head. You start, I don't know, they're cheating or they're this, or they don't love me, or what are they thinking about me? I've had relationships break down over dumb shit like that. And I don't think they were people I need to be with anyway. But because of stuff like that and dealing with a bunch of bad relationships, I over communicate now. Which
right,
and they oh, hold on, let me get the camera back on. No, keep talking.
So okay, so I guess I'm still in the stage of having bad relationships. So yes, I think I over communicate and everybody else doesn't.
Okay.
I ask questions, but I don't. Okay, so you want us to be real and open up. Okay, so
whatever you're comfortable sharing. Because I can get into the shits.
Right. I mean, I don't care. Like you said, I'm learning not to care. I used to care. Like, I felt like I was being selfish if I put myself first. I always put everybody else's feelings above mine.
Okay.
But then I realized that's not fair to me, and I'm hurting myself in the long run. So.
Yeah, and I told her that too. Yep. Add that in. I don't know for years.
This is why. I don't understand. What are y'all sharing? Excuse me? Can I?
No, I'm showing them the text. Like, don't worry about it. Keep it going.
Secrets. I'm the girl.
It's not anything
with. So, okay. So, what would you do? I guess I'll ask a guy. So basically, the last person I guess quote unquote was dating. I felt. I guess my feelings were hurt because they started off, it wasn't a relationship that I was looking for. So we started off dating. He brought me around the family, start calling me his girl. We were going out, he was everything that I was kind of looking for. We could have fun. We could talk. When we were together, face to face, like in the same vicinity, everything was great. But after we left each other, silence. So if I didn't see him for 2 days, there was no text message, no phone call following up saying, hey, how you doing? Or anything like that. And then I was the one that was having to pursue it. Like, hey, let's go out to eat. He would say, okay. And we would go out to eat. But then after he dropped me off, there was nothing. So basically, I was putting more into it, trying to, I guess, spend more time. He was doing it, but there was no follow-up from him. He wasn't. I was the one. I was pushing for us to spend time together. But if I never said anything, we probably wouldn't spend time together. If I never called, we probably wouldn't talk. And I would initiate the text message, and then we would.
You ever seen
text.
that movie? Wait, okay, so you currently not with this.
So
gentleman.
to make a long story short,
I'm not trying to cut you off. I wanted to
it was
interject something.
I need closure. Like, I'm the one. I can't just be like, okay, the text messages stop or the phone call stop, and I need to just get it. It's over.
Right.
I want to say, hey, is this what it is? So I can know I'm gonna be all right dating other people. Like, I'm not feeling bad because, well, I guess it's a sign because you're not talking to me, so I don't know what's going on with you. So I should just assume that the feeling is not there anymore. But then he hit me with the, it's not you.
He's playing games.
Yes. So, but I'm the nice person, so I just said I still wish you well. Like, he had some personal issues. He finally said he had some personal issues going on in his life. Right. But I just told him in the last text that we had that, I shouldn't have to ask you for a phone call. If the desire was there, you would call.
So I was going to say, you seen that movie, He's Just Not That Into You?
Right. But he told me he doesn't want me to feel like I don't matter. But you weren't calling or doing anything.
You use the middle finger emoji next time he texts you.
I don't use the middle.
Okay, you should.
But then he's bipolar because, like, after that.
How do you know that?
After that, it was I thought it was closure. I had my closure. He said he needed to take care of and love himself first. But then 2 days later, I get a text. Hope you're having a great day. No, we don't need. Well, there's nothing else for us to talk about.
Where's your empathy, brother? It's a substance abuse.
Empathy was yesterday. Today, you're wasting my motherfucking time.
Again, the middle finger emoji. Yeah.
So that was the last incident.
Yeah, so if a guy's into you, and you tell me what you think, Darcy. I don't know how your situation was with your wife. I don't want to use her name because I don't want to put her on blast unless you do that.
Sorry, I've used both your wives' names.
I mean, everybody knows my wife's name's Amy.
Oh.
I don't use last names. She got a different last name than me, so you can't find her.
Y'all ain't not certified yet?
I mean, we married, but
She never changed it. Okay.
we're not real traditional like that. Our
I'm
situation is
traditional.
that's fine.
But
I'm
not
not saying
like
that's not going to work or that's bad. You got to do what works for you.
But no, like you're saying, like, I want to be pursued. I felt a certain type of way that I kept having to be the one that was pursuing him or trying to spark up a conversation, and he wasn't calling me.
So, like I said, Darcy, you tell me what you think about this. So my belief when I saw that movie and when I met my wife, me and her were friends at first, and I had no idea I was into her the way I was till later. And so when I first met her, we were just friends. So I was telling her all the shits I was doing,
right?
And just spilling the beans. That's come back to bite me in the ass because like I try to retract things like that. I didn't say it. She like, you told me everything. So saying that to say, I messed around. I played with a lot of girls, and whoever I was really interested in, I pursued them heavily. So what I guess I'm saying, if a guy's into you, I don't think that there's really anything you can do to make him not pursue you short of killing him.
Right. That's why I said I go by
what do you
actions.
Think?
I agree, because if he want to be with you, he gonna show it.
Right?
Yeah. So ain't no beating around the bush. Ain't no.
You'll put up with anything.
Yeah.
I'm so passive aggressive. I'm working on that.
Yeah. But,
So yeah. So I don't want to put. I want to tell somebody's story. I can't say it. I have to let them tell the story.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just like sometimes I think females feel like it is about us loving ourselves more, because you have to realize. I'm not saying that. I mean, there's somebody out there for everybody, and I'm not saying that he's a bad dude, because he was really sweet. And I just wasn't the one for him.
Yeah,
so I try to feel positive about that, but women take longer to. I don't just substitute to get over somebody. Like, I'm not finna just go out and pursue somebody else just to get over somebody else. So I be in my feelings for a while.
Okay, I mean that's fair. I can't speak on that because from a woman's perspective, I'm not a woman. I can only tell you
But
what
just
I've done as a man.
right? You go on to another female.
I mean, I've been hurt and broke down.
But y'all don't show it like females.
I mean, I was driving by her house.
We do it. Y'all just don't know.
But she probably wouldn't have known that.
No, she didn't know that shit.
Like, you
We be
admit
driving
it.
by with the sad
Right.
music on. Like, why?
Or you checking
why?
her page or trying to see if she posting.
Everybody do that.
Right,
Everybody do that, so,
but guys don't expose that as much as females do. Females will be like, they'll expose it or they'll put subliminal messages and positive vibes only on their Instagram and Snapchat, or be like, they put those proverbs that people say, you deserve better, girl.
They be posting all that.
Yeah, they post all the positive stuff trying to boost themselves up when they're still really hurting. So,
and because you're working through it, though,
right? They're working, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, females, because it's not. Work through it however you want to work through it, but it just gets. I guess, like you said, you're 38, 37, we're around the same age. As far as females, it's my age. It's very disappointing at this age to be single. And
why
is it disappointing?
Why?
Well, it's disappointing that when you date people your age and they still play these games, and I know age has nothing to do with it, it's the person. But it's very disappointing, especially if you're giving yourself to a person and you're showing them that you're trying to be there and they don't either see it or they're just dog ass and take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's just the wrong dude.
Right. And it's no time to waste. Like, life is short. I guess I've seen so much tragedy and death.
Okay, I understand that.
Like, don't waste my time. I would have respected him more if he had told me. This has been, I guess we were on and off, 8 months. I would have respected you more. And also, I put it on myself. So now I'm learning to put things on myself because I choose what I choose to do. So therefore, I should have shut it down. And I don't like having difficult conversations. So I should have shut it down and saying, this is not, if you can't give me this, or been okay with saying, if you can't give me this, obviously we're not meant. I could have stopped a long time ago, but I kept trying to give him chance after chance after chance. So I own that.
Okay.
I'm grown enough to say that. So I wish him well. But then I got my closure. He still was giving me those half-ass answers and saying he needs to work on him. But he could have just said a long time ago, hey, I'm not in a space where I feel like I can be in a relationship.
Okay.
Or I'm just not feeling you. I would have respected that more. It may have hurt my feelings, but it wouldn't have wasted my time.
So check this out. So I was talking to somebody just today and the other day about this. And for some reason, I find this real fascinating where you learn I would think you learn pretty early in life that nobody tells you who they are.
Right.
Like, nobody walks up to you and says, hey, I'm a bad person. I'm a cheater. I'm a piece of shit. I manipulate people. I use people.
You give your representative first. You give, when you're trying to pursue somebody, everybody puts on a representative.
Yeah, nobody tells you who they are.
Everybody has a representative, Darcel. But
I disagree.
No,
I let you know up front what you're dealing with. I'm a headache. Yes, I am.
I have okay, so I'm just saying, as a female, if a dude first try to holler at me, I'm probably, our first date, I'm gonna try to be cute as I don't know what. I'm gonna put my best foot forward. That's my representative. But I will say I try to make my representative as close to who I am as possible.
Yeah, so what I'm saying with that is, like, nobody will tell you who they are. So it should be their responsibility to do that, but that's not how life works.
Because you got to figure out who you can trust.
So it's on you to figure out who people are.
Right.
And so, I've always learned actions speak louder than words. People talking to you even when they're not talking to you.
Right.
Communication is not just verbal. People's body language speaks volumes. People's eyes speak volumes. What people do speaks volumes. So I learned that early on. Somebody's texting me. I'm sorry. That's Star Wars.
Sound like the Minions.
So yeah, it's on you to figure out who somebody is and what to do with them. And closure's nice, right?
Right.
But again, it's going to be on you to figure out, how do you want to handle this person? If you believe this person is using you and not, or taking advantage of your time and all that, it's going to be on you to make a call on what to do there. And I think that's it's easier said than done.
It is.
You know, because
Especially
when you look
when-
at that person, or they,
or your
they doing what they do
emotions
to
are
you.
involved. Okay, so I think you and I did have that conversation about the sex situation.
Yeah.
So normally, I would not meet a guy that would wait to have sex. Maybe a month. Maybe. That's just...
Guys ain't trying to wait no month.
So, see?
Date
Okay.
money.
Okay, so you want me to say what I said?
Okay, so that's I said we had the conversation.
We're trying to get it.
So this is where it differs. So I felt it was something wrong that maybe I was too ready and he wasn't. And so I was like, what's going on? So I did have a conversation with Matt, and I asked him how he felt, and he said he didn't feel that was not normal. That it could be normal. It depends on the guy.
Depends on the guy.
That he is the only guy that said that.
Yeah.
I should be honest.
So like I said, I over communicate, and I'm too honest, even to a fault where it harms me. You know.
So you saying date one, if she ready, you go wait?
Well, this is what I think. Okay, all breaking down all barriers and stereotypes and tough man facade and bravado. Speaking to the women, if you want something real, my advice to you is don't give it up. Hang on to it for as long as you can, because if he really wants you, you're going to find out, because he'll stick around.
Correct.
He will stick around. Trust me. If he really wants you, he'll stick around.
If he sees those other qualities, like the friendship and everything else.
If you want
Or if
something
he wants-
real, that's.
right.
I said, fellas, you can hate me for that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm in disagreement with that. Yeah. If I'm taking you out to dinner, we going to Ruth
Oh,
Chris or something.
Ruth
Listen
Chris,
here.
really?
You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm spending some money,
But really, I'm not saying you have to wait like a month, but if you really want, well, I can't ask the question because I don't want you to be honest about it. We'll ask it after the show.
Okay.
So I don't know how long either one of you guys waited. Y'all are married or whatever. I guess how did you realize that you wanted to marry your wives?
I'll go for honestly.
That you wanted to just not be single, or
I was okay. So I think when I met Amy, I was 29 or 30 years old, and I had a lot of fun.
that's how you want to
that's
phrase
how you
it.
go phrase it. Okay. All right.
I had my fun.
Okay.
And I only probably actually seriously dated like 3 women my whole life, like relationship women. 100 dates, you know what I mean, or whatever.
But everything else was fun.
You know, okay, so
Okay, Will Chamberlain.
no, so I was always miserable. I always had a headache, literally. Like I was always frustrated with these women I was dating, and it was driving me up the wall. And what I realized was I was going after a specific kind of woman. And I guess the best way I'll define that is people. Okay, people talk about me and they say Matt is a pretty boy. Okay.
I never thought that about you.
Oh, well, you know, however you want to, whatever word you would want to use. My plug came out. I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't make me sound how I think it's going to make me sound.
There's nothing over here.
Here we go. So I never had trouble finding a date. Okay.
I wouldn't call that pretty boy's cockiness.
No, I wasn't.
If you say a pretty boy, okay, my definition, you're saying you
I
never
would get
had-
asked out more than I would ask women out.
right. So, but you knew that confidently that you would never have a problem finding a date.
So
I guess pretty boy. So you know you're attractive.
So I was going after a specific kind of woman because I believe that a guy that people say looks or behaves like me is supposed to be with this kind of woman. the model, the superstar, the Miss It. And so I was always dealing with that. And I'm not saying all women who, I don't know, or
supermodels.
that.
Yes.
I'm not saying that.
Have no substance.
I'm just saying I was going after a specific kind of woman, and that always led me down the same road. And so when my wife came around and we were just friends, we hit it off real well friendship-wise. And I was able to talk to her like I'd never talked to anybody in my life. And so that was just, popping off that way. And that was great. And I really enjoyed it. And, long story short, me being a man and her being a woman, I kind of I go back and forth between can guys and girls be friends. I'm not sure where I stand on that exactly. But
are you and Amy friends?
Yes.
Okay, so they can.
But we also are married.
Correct, but you were friends before you were married.
We were friends, and that's the foundation for our marriage.
Okay, so
but
you just answered your question.
But I was saying, because I'm a guy, she's a girl, and we're both, was it heterosexual?
I hope so.
Things went the way they normally go.
Right.
And then the rest came. But I knew I wanted to be with her because she was nothing like the women I had dated before. She was down to earth. She was real.
And you also built that friendship.
Yeah, and she didn't have to be Miss Popular. She was just cool, just being her.
Right.
I was like, this is wild.
And
like, she just wanted to just go home and kick it.
And that works.
For
you and her.
Yeah. So I was like, you don't know if it's going to work, but I had the strong feeling that if I was ever going to be with anybody, it would probably work well with this person. I told her actually, I said, hey, if we start dating, I have a strong suspicion we may never stop dating. And I don't know where that leads, but I think we would be together for a while.
You told her that?
I told her that. I was crazy. I asked her a bunch of questions.
That was
kind of
far
weird shit
in the beginning, though, but clearly it led to marriage.
Yeah, because I was like, I think we get along so well and we enjoy each other's time and company so much. I was like, I don't think if we get together, it'll ever end. It's still working now. It works till it don't work. So I just kind of had a feeling
Well, that's good.
I guess that's a short answer. Or what you got, Darcel?
Well, what attracted me to my wife was nothing physical, because I believe if you want something long lasting, you got to look beyond the looks.
Yeah,
beauty fades.
It does. Yeah.
So I'm very into bowling. Everybody knows this. I love to bowl. My family loves to bowl. That's our stuff. And my wife is a bowler. She's the first female bowler that I met that's actually really good, like on the level I'm on. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing that attracted me to her. Second thing, she can cook.
Oh my gosh, she can.
Yes,
really
she can cook. So I was like, you know what? Everything else, I can compromise. That was it. I tell people to just say that's why I married her.
And she is the sweetest person in the whole world.
She okay. She okay. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, she okay. Love it to death.
That's when y'all bowl.
No, they bowl on Tuesdays, but she hasn't been bowling with them.
Right, because work schedule. But yeah, that's what did it.
Well, just in case she watches this podcast, I love you, Keno.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keno we said her name. So she one of those people that you can be friends with immediately.
Yeah.
So let me tell you my first encounter with Keno. So Darcel and I started the same occupation. We went through training together, started the same job together. So I guess when he first moved here and when I was here, of course I told you I don't have any family here.
Yeah.
You and Keno were the first ones here, right? Mm-hmm. And they moved down here together. So me and Darcel sparked up a friendship at work. So I think we started working October. Mm-hmm. Next holiday was Thanksgiving. So of course I don't have any family here. I wasn't going home. Darcel was like, oh no, come to my house for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, that is so sweet. And he was like, yeah, you can be my girlfriend, all this stuff. So he's telling me everything. So he gave me the address. So I show up. Knock on the door. Keno opens the door. She has no idea who I am. he did not tell
forgot to
her that he invited a girl. Now, I'm not a pretty girl, but I know I'm not ugly. So,
You're doing all right.
I disagree. You are a
this
pretty girl.
this petite 5'3", 100 and I probably was like 40-pound female shows up. She opens the door and she looking at me like, at first I was like, oh gosh. I was like, hey, it's Darcel. Right. I was like, it's Darcel.
The fire rises.
And she was like, who are you? And I was like, well, hello. I was like, my name is Tamara. I was like, Darcel invited me over for Thanksgiving. And when I tell you, what would you think a typical female would do?
The fuck?
Right. You got some female showing up at your house. So she embraced me. She gave me a hug and was like, come on in. Like, hi, how are you? I'm Keno. You know, welcome. Yeah, we got plenty of food, blah, blah, blah. So I was shocked.
Yeah.
And when I did see Darcel, because I think he had went out to pick up something, he wasn't even there. So I'm going into this house with somebody I don't even know, and she knows nothing about me other than I'm this person that works with her boyfriend, and he's invited her over for Thanksgiving and didn't tell her.
Yeah.
And she was like, we got plenty of food. Darcel will be right back. And I just knew that her personality was like in sync with mine, and me and her are like very close friends. Darcel used to be jealous because I started hanging out with her more than him. So
You damn right.
so it's just like she really, really embraced me, and I think that that's another thing that works in relationships when you don't have any insecurities. Like you don't care, like you know nothing's gonna break that bond. Like anybody could come in, and if you have that type of security in your relationship, like that's awesome. And I appreciated her from that day, and we have grown closer and closer since then.
Okay, so it sounds like ultimately you said y'all was good friends.
We were co-workers first.
Co-workers.
Yeah.
He had a girlfriend.
But y'all
Look,
cool.
I'm
Like
giving all the business.
y'all can hang out.
I'm snitching.
Because this is what happened.
I'm
When we
snitching.
met, I had a girlfriend. She had a boyfriend.
Oh shit.
No.
And they worked together.
And we worked. Me and Keno worked together. So since we bowled, because she got on the bowling league I was on, after bowling, we would go out as a big group together to hang out, and we just formed a friendship from that.
Friendship.
Plus,
Friendship.
she a tattoo artist, and you know.
Oh yeah, she tatted me up.
I have 3 tattoos from her, actually. Shameless plug at Keno4G. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me find it. If you want a tattoo.
Recording. Hold on.
I can't see.
Y'all keep talking.
You always want us to keep talking.
But like I said, we used to go out as a big group, had a lot of fun. You know, I was cool with her boyfriend. She wasn't
You were
really
cool.
that cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it was cool people.
Keno, Kenog, the number 4. That's on Instagram. You'll see her work. She's awesome.
Yeah, if you're looking to get tatted, you know, shoot her a message. She'll quote you a price. Yep, shameless plug. But anyway, I was cool with her, dude. Like I said, we used to always go out. I mean, it was just cool. So we were friends for a minute before things popped up.
It was just unexpected.
Well, yes and no.
But my thing to say is they're like the coolest couple that I know. So they party together. They do. They have a lot in common, and they are also opposites. But what makes them so like most people, like with her being a tattoo artist, like she does tattoos out of the house with guys. You know, you have to think about touching on all parts of somebody's body. Or she's comfortable with him seeing a naked girl. He's comfortable with her tattooing a guy maybe down his back or with his shirt off.
Hold on, wait. Did y'all see the Mon Schubert and Tiana Taylor interview on the Breakfast Club?
No,
Never mind.
I did.
But
You know what I'm talking about?
But they're a couple. Are you saying their relationship is kind of like Keno and Darcel?
Very similar, yes.
So, I mean, but the fact is, like you said earlier, that's what works for them.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I believe that, like, their relationship is great. I love your relationship, too. It's just, like, different aspects of each of y'all's relationship it makes it work.
So tell me if I'm wrong about this. Would you say, Darcel, that at any point have you ever tried to change Keno from being who she is?
I don't think that's possible.
Right. It's not possible. At one point, I wanted her to tone it down a little bit, but she wouldn't be who she was if she did.
Right. Has she ever tried to change you from being who you are?
Yes. All women like to try to change their man, but we don't change.
But
we modify.
Like you said, she compromises, and then
Right.
like you said, you realized stuff that she brings to the table that helps you become a better man.
I don't know about me becoming a better man. It's me acting right. Is a little difference.
Isn't that the same as becoming a better man, acting right?
I just needed to get some act right.
Isn't that becoming better?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, take the man off.
So that seems like that's kind of the next thing. I love how this is kind of just naturally progressing. Is you accept the person for who they are. I think is key.
Right.
I think so many people I've seen in my life, and you can speak for yourselves, where they get with somebody, ooh, I'm going to make this person be this person. I'm going to make them better. I'm going to make them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. From guys and girls. I've done it myself. I've been with a woman, and I wanted her to be something else that she wasn't, and I'm frustrated because she won't become what I want her to be because she's this, and I'm like, she's A, and I want her to be B. And because of that, I think a lot of relationships break down because of that as well, is that people don't accept you for who you are. And that was one of the main things that I was super excited about, because if y'all know me, and y'all know I'm weird as all get out.
That's a good thing.
You know what I mean? Like, I carry wet wipes and shit in my pocket because like I'm a germaphobe and I'm real finicky with stuff, But like that shit might piss off a certain person. Like, what is wrong with you? I can't.
Right.
What you can, And I'm not saying it didn't frustrate Amy, because I would be like, hey, you touched that doorknob, and who knew that person touched that doorknob, and then they went to the bathroom, and then they came back and they touched this. My mind. This is how my mind works. And that would, at some point in time, I don't want to say it, we fall over. I'm not going to front and be like, yeah, you just accepted me immediately. No. But you realize the person is who they are. And I think you accept the person for who they are. I think you can both naturally progress. You accept who they are. You accept yourself.
Right.
This is who I am, this is who they are. And if you guys are able to coexist by being exactly who you are, I think the odds of success are much higher in a relationship. Because relationship is hard enough as it is, right?
Amen, brother.
It's just like being alive. It's just hard being alive. Like, life is just difficult, right?
True.
Without you adding to it.
So I can only imagine. I've never lived with a significant other. Mm-hmm. So, like,
Yeah, think about all the shit that's going to piss you off, like, that they do that you don't do.
So, even with someone spending the night with me, if leaving the toilet seat up, like, I don't turn on the light to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And
you don't want to wake up out of that sleep. You want to kind of still stay asleep.
I've had a guy spend the night with me before, and I just sat down, and that's not a good feeling to fall into the
You went
toilet.
swimming? Oh.
I went swimming, yes.
Oh, I feel like I need something for that.
I
don't have
the
some.
The toilet engulfed. Little booties matter, guys. Little booties matter. So the toilet engulfed my ass. It really So, I mean, I can only imagine, like, living with somebody on a regular basis, like what you have to compromise and what you have to get used to, because you've lived by yourself before, right? And it was only you lived by yourself before, but then having to coexist with somebody else, that other person has to get used to what you like, and you have to get used to what they like.
Just little shit like,
right?
Do you like your bread in the refrigerator?
No, I don't.
Or on the counter?
I don't like it cold.
I'm just saying, there's little shit like that.
So some people, it's just like ketchup. I don't put ketchup in the refrigerator.
See, that would drive me crazy.
I'll keep it in my pantry. You like cold ketchup?
I love cold ketchup.
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So laundry detergent. Do you have the same laundry detergent?
Exactly. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you're going to encounter all these other problems as you go through.
On top of trying to
figure each other out.
Right. And I can only imagine that can be kind of stressful.
Oh yeah.
So
stop all the stupid shit.
So then I have to think, like, and then I hear all my friends that have been in relationships. I complain about stuff I've been through, but sometimes I'm happy being single. So I guess I'm in the middle. Like, I have those moments where, like, oh yeah, I want that companion, and then on the other end, sometimes I'll be like, if somebody was here, I would feel frustrated because I feel like being alone.
And that's another thing. If you with somebody, do they know when to leave you alone?
Right.
Do they know when to give you space? Do they know when to talk to you?
Do you need a man cave or?
Yeah,
you do.
All
yeah,
men need a man cave.
Yeah, I got one.
Right, and that, y'all are married, so I would, if I got married, I would say that I would give my husband a man cave because you can't leave a house if you're married. Well, you can, but
you living together.
You're living together, so even if you're not married, if you're in a relationship and y'all get a house together or an apartment, you need to have enough space where y'all can. Somebody stay in the living room and the other person go to the bedroom.
This is one thing I would say. With my wife being a tattoo artist, she travels a lot. So
you get that time.
I get that
You get a lot of
time.
space.
Yeah.
So you get to miss each other.
Yeah. And I look forward to her leaving sometimes.
Right.
Because I'm like, you're getting on my nerves. We on next trip. I will make sure you get to the airport on time. Have a good trip. See you later. Bye.
And some people couldn't handle the fact that they had a wife that would travel all the time. Is not there.
But that works for him.
That works for them.
I think it's different for me because I'm a twin. Because
what's that mean?
Well, being a twin, you're always like I've always had somebody with me my entire life.
Shout out to twin.
So it's like I value my alone time because, like, growing up, my twin brother was always there, so I was always with somebody. So
and with me and my brother are 9 years apart, so I have that single child. I guess I'm okay with being by myself, and I don't know how to share.
I just love it because my wife like to fuss all the time. She's a professional fusser.
She does not fuss.
Yeah, she does. That's okay because I fuss at her back. But when she's gone, ain't no fussing. I can take my shoes off when I want to. I can eat what I want. It's beautiful.
Okay.
So, married men.
Yeah.
What do you suggest I do as a single person at 37 years old? I don't go to the clubs anymore. I do go to church, but heathens are in church too. So what is... I am traditional, so I am a subscriber of Bumble online meeting people, which I don't prefer.
Is that the swipe left, swipe right?
It's like Tinder, yes.
Oh, okay.
But Bumble is where if you swipe right and then they've swiped right on you, it'll show you that it's a connection. But the guy doesn't respond first. They make the girl make the first move and respond. So therefore, that's not traditional to me because I don't like pursuing. But they're making females pursue first. And then the man has 24 hours to respond to your message. So my question is, being where I am in life, not really going to not that I wanted to meet anybody at the club, being a transplant where I don't know anybody, I'm here out by myself. I don't have any idea of what to do in Dallas, even though I've been here 10 years, but I haven't ventured out.
Yeah.
How would you say that I go about meeting people, or is it just something that is just going to happen?
You want me to go? So my advice, and there's more I want to get into before we stuff like this. So my advice, and it's not popular, and people don't like it, and people get mad at me every time I say it, but I still believe it. I think you stop looking.
I agree. I've heard that too.
I think you stop looking because all the people that I know that are currently happily married were actually not pursuing their wife or husband or a relationship specifically at that time. I don't know if you want to get into like the universe and all that, but
it happens. It'll happen in the timing, and
I think all you got to do is be open because so check this out. I was not looking for Amy when I found Amy. I was just doing what I was doing, living life, messing around, doing this, and she popped up at a really inconvenient time for what I believed to be an inconvenient time for me. Is when she popped up, and it was on me to accept it. I always thought I was going to marry a black woman. I had all these grand ideas about, I'm going to marry a black woman. We're going to these kids. We're going to do this. We're going to teach them about African culture. I had all these ideas, and I had preconceived notions of what I was going to have. And here comes this white woman that I fell in love with. I'm like, no. I'm scared to go home to mom and dad. Like, all right, look.
that I can understand that. Yes.
And I had to work through all that myself, and it's bullshit.
But obviously, you were in a position where you personally, your growth for yourself was ready to accept a woman like Amy. And that's what people talk about too. Am I fully, and I have to question myself about that. You want to be open. Am I fully ready to accept who is destined for me?
So that's what I'm saying.
Am I ready? Do I have myself together to allow that person to come into my life?
And I won't say who, but I've talked to somebody specifically about this where I'm like, you know, people like, I got to type. I'm like,
right. Take the type out.
I might throw it out the window because you don't know what's going to show up. And I think people, how's this go? You get want and need are two different things. People go after what they want rather than what they need.
Right.
And I think if you want something real, you have to get what you need, not necessarily what you want, because what you want is a fixed idea in your head. And I'll just have to say God or the universe knows what you need, and that's what you'll get.
Right.
And I think you just have to be open to it.
And a lot of people aren't because they're just in denial.
What do you think about that? Like,
I agree with everything you just said. Stop looking.
Stop looking.
Stop
looking and just have fun.
Just have fun. It's gonna happen.
It's easier said than done. Trust me.
So that's what I'm saying. Females can't just. Well, you can. What's your definition of fun? So guys can go out and have fun, and
women can too.
They can too, but how much fun?
There's no but.
Y'all in charge,
right?
We are in charge, but then if you have fun like guys do, then you're a whore.
Says
hoe.
who?
I say hoe. So most guys will say like you doing
fuck
what? Okay. Well, everybody don't think like you.
I don't. But that's a whole other topic. But I don't care what people think.
Right, and I
me.
don't either. I'm sure people know that, and I do what I want to do. But even if
I'm sorry, keep going.
Oh, even if it's 7:47.
I mean, what time you got?
Gotta leave about 8:30.
All right.
Even if what was I about to say? Even if people thought that was the case, like I don't care. Like most people say, I'm so down to earth, and that's like a I don't want to say that's a demise for me, but like I'm just like a female that can have fun with guys. Like I would rather hang around more guys than girls, and some guys find it intimidating, and they be like, "Oh no, she say this her homeboy, but she probably done fucked him before," which is not the case for me because I hang around guys all the time.
That ain't your problem.
It's not my problem, and that's their insecurity.
That's his problem.
Right. But that's when I told you earlier how I used to put other people's feelings before my own and worry about how they would feel about it. Like you said, I would probably start changing myself so I wouldn't make them feel that way, to make them feel comfortable. But that was hindering me because I couldn't completely be myself.
Right. So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Let's just run a few tests.
Okay.
5'5" Asian dude show up.
I'm 5'3", remember, and I do wear heels.
Show up, good friend. That just is working.
It probably wouldn't be the first person I would decide to date. Or
but what if that's the guy?
If we continued to talk and became friends,
I see the reservation in your eyes.
It is. I've never thought about it. I'm not against dating outside of my race or Asians or short, because some short guys back long time ago. It's not the
TMI.
size. It's not the size that matters all the time. It's not the size. It's not, what is this?
Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals
That's right.
who he is.
It's not always the size that matters, as far as height. But yeah, so
I'm just saying,
it would be some hesitation, to be honest. It would.
Yeah, it's hard. You got to work through it.
I would have to work through it.
So I'm just saying it could come in any shape or form.
Correct.
Culture, race.
And that's what you have to get past, like what you want versus what you need. Because obviously the people that I've wanted and what they look like were not the people for me.
And you know something crazy? They could actually be right in front of you. And you don't even see them. It could be somebody you work with that you just have, maybe you need to take a second look at them. They could be right there.
I will say it is one guy that I did let go. because he wasn't what I necessarily thought that I would be attracted to. And he was like the nicest guy in the whole wide world. Like, he was ready to buy me my red bottoms. And
He got a sister?
he does have a sister.
Okay. They got money?
He's very good with his money.
Already. Okay.
But me being me and being stubborn, he was just too nice. Like, he gave me my way and he never said no to me.
Well,
You don't want to push over.
yeah, you need,
I need somebody that's a little bit more aggressive. So I did let him go, but he was the one that was giving me the attention that I would want from the person that I last dated. He was like, I don't understand why you don't want to date. And I hit him with the, it's not you, it's me.
let me say this. Okay, so they're nice and they're doing all this and giving you the attention. That's all good stuff. I guess I also want to say that, okay, that's nice, but also ultimately I think you want to be able to accept someone if it's working. Don't deny it if it's working. If it's working, don't fight it. Like, I guess I'm trying to say, like, so the guy you're talking about was a nice guy, and it maybe sounds potentially like you felt you maybe could have had it work.
It could have worked out. Now that I think about it, it could have.
But you're saying, he was a pushover to a degree, or didn't give
I didn't
you any
call
pushback.
him that. Right, he didn't give me any pushback. Like,
that's not working.
He would pay for my friends. If we want, like, I could bring 3 friends with me and be like, what's up? Let's go. And he'd be like, yeah, I just want to spend time with you. Bring your friends too. And he would pay for everything.
It sounds to me like he's trying to make make it work. So I'm saying it has to actually work.
So was there something?
I don't think that was the guy.
It wasn't. But I wish him the best. He was a really good guy.
But you see what I'm saying? I guess all I'm saying is, if it's working, don't shut it down because it's not what you thought you wanted, which is the challenge I faced. It was working, and I was like, damn, like, this is just not white girl from Little Hocking, Ohio. You know what I mean? Country. Like, what the hell? We joke about it all the time. Like, how did we end up together? Like, I was born in Springfield and spent a lot of time in Memphis.
Yes.
In my childhood, I'm like, how does this person meet this person? You know what I mean? Took a job at this certain place and happened to run into each other in the hall.
But that's how
I
want it to be. But that's fate. Like, that's how everybody desires it to be, and it doesn't happen.
Delay doesn't mean denial.
Correct. I agree, Matt. That's the first thing you done said that I actually agree with.
Delay doesn't mean denial. My mom taught me that.
But so many females, like, in this day and age, and then when you see, like, stuff, so many, like, social media, like we say, social media stuff on TV, or women feel like they have, like, this time frame where everything is supposed to happen.
Let's talk about that real quick. Okay, so social media bullshit.
Right.
I think people putting on the show. You have to believe that, right?
They are. They just putting on the happy. They're posting happy times, but probably 5 minutes before they were probably arguing or fighting.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't believe any of that. I kind of go into most situations thinking everybody's lying to me. And I told my wife that with law school, because everybody's like, yeah, we all got jobs and blah blah. Like, no, they lying. People lie.
If that was the case, everybody that had a college degree would have a great job.
Yeah, I'm like, people are lying because they want to appear to be something that they think is what is accepted in society or popular or cool.
But if everybody was just themselves and didn't care what everybody else thought, it would be a better world.
Life would be much more interesting, in my opinion.
Well, I'm learning not to care anymore.
So all I'm saying with that is all the Instagram, social media, all that is like, yeah, we booed up, and like bullshit.
Cuffing season coming around.
I think if you're doing all that, it's not really happening. If you're putting all that on show, I don't think it's really happening. I don't ever see. I see you and Keno every now and then. I see y'all on Snap more than anything, right?
And that's a good thing.
Because I don't live on social media.
You know what I mean?
To me, my wife, she's on social media.
She be doing that shit because I think that shit is fun for her.
Yeah,
it is, and it's and she's promoting her.
That's how she promotes her, business. Me,
right.
I'm very rarely you see a post.
Yeah, I don't ever see you posting anything for the most part. That's why when I saw that one post, for some reason I glanced at it and it was actually Darnell talking. It was you, but I thought it was Darnell.
You don't know what's part?
No, come on, man. It's because you don't ever post, but Darnell posts more than you. I think he does. And so you put up the post on about not safe to live.
Oh no, yeah, that was me.
I thought that was
on Facebook. Okay,
you know
that
what I mean?
was rare though.
That's what I'm saying. Because Darnell will post stuff more than him, and so when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, look at Darnell." That's why I went up. I didn't even really pay attention. I just assumed that was Darnell.
But I think that's the best thing to do because, like, people learn. You posting all your business, especially like if you saying you're gonna break up with somebody, y'all going through it, you posting all this bad information or saying fuck this nigga, blah blah blah. Then 2 weeks later, you got a picture of y'all back together.
Yeah,
that's
I don't
just
post relationship
that's
stuff
just.
online.
When was the last time you
BS.
seen me and Amy on Instagram anywhere?
I haven't.
People don't even know what Amy looks like.
Which is a good thing.
You see her foot or her hand in videos every now and then. You hear her voice. She gonna get on here. She says she wants to do this. So,
I am so shocked. I don't even want to be on here, but I want to be in the area when y'all talk about it or when she's on. I think that'll make her feel comfortable though if she has like another female here.
We'll see.
Maybe
We'll
her
see.
sister. If it's
I
not
want to
me,
be. I got some questions.
we'll be in the
See
background.
now she wouldn't do it now. She's like, nah, there's too many people.
Yes, she would.
So Amy, that one time,
Right. Let's talk about it.
So yeah, I guess I was saying all that to say that the social media that's bullshit. I don't believe any of that.
It is.
I don't believe any of it. What am I looking for here? So we had talked about communication, compromise, friendship, accepting each other. I want to ask you that. I'm not trying to drag it out, but gotta turn the camera back. The next thing was, what do you guys think about accepting yourself? Like, we haven't said that. We said accepting each other, but how do you feel about yourself? Like, where do you feel that you have to be at a certain point in your life to be able to have a successful relationship?
Yes.
Short answer.
I think everybody has to be at a point in their lives where they accept themselves to make it successful, because if you have too many insecurities or too many hangups, that's going to bring drama to a relationship. So say, for instance, if you came out of a really, really bad relationship, you say you're over it, you're relieved it's over, but you meet a great person, but you hold them accountable or you put on them what you experienced in your last relationship. That's not fair to that person. Especially, it's like some people can lose out on a good person because of their past.
Right.
So that's why I feel like you need to fully be in control of your emotions and control of who you are before you can be in a successful relationship.
So do you think that you need to already be there before you begin, or do you think that's something that you can engage in while, trying to figure it out with a person?
I'm not saying you have to fully be 100% there, but you need to be at a point where you know that you can't hold that new person or hold your past against that new person. You need to give everybody a fair chance.
Yeah, otherwise...
Until, it has to be, like you said, an action thing. Unless they start showing actions of your past, then you shouldn't hold that against the new person that's in your life.
Yeah, because you're bringing your past problems into the relationship and you're projecting on them and creating shit that ain't even real.
Right.
Right?
Right. You're questioning stuff. Like, oh, he didn't respond back to my text. It's been 10 minutes.
And you're judging what they did based on the person before them.
The other person may have not responded back. And so, which I can say I'm guilty of. Like, I hate when people don't respond to my text message.
Because you just assume they ain't doing nothing.
You assume, and then
they might be in the middle of something.
And especially if when you're in person with them and they're always on their phone, and then you're not in their space, and then you text them and it takes them like 2 or 3 hours to respond back.
That's a little much.
That's questionable.
That's an odd
or
amount
even
of
if
time.
they take all night or the next day, and then don't acknowledge it. Don't be like, my bad, I'm sorry I didn't respond to your text message. They just text you the next day and be like, good morning.
Yeah, you need to have a conversation with that person.
So it just depends.
What you think, Darcel? You think you got to be you got to be comfortable with yourself before you move on something?
Yes, I think if you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else.
I agree.
And that's one thing I always prided about myself. I'm gonna love me regardless of anything. So I'm always be good. So if I want something, if I get in a relationship, like a true relationship with somebody, I can't bring what happened in my past relationship into the new one for it to work. It ain't gonna work if you bring in baggage. And that's what a lot of relationships now, how they end, because you bring in baggage from prior relationships. You never got over your ex yet.
Yeah.
You're jumping into another relationship. That ain't good. So a lot of people need to just learn how to love themselves before, getting in a relationship with somebody else.
Or, well, also that's where communication comes in as well. So
Talking about your problems.
Talking about your problems. So therefore,
they can work.
Right. So if I notice something about you the first time you do it and it triggers something from my past, I should feel comfortable enough to be like, I'm not trying to bring this on you, but this has happened to me before, so I just want to talk about it with you. I kind of felt some type of way when you didn't text me back right away. And then if you just explain, be like, hey, I was at work and I was in a meeting, I couldn't have my phone out or something.
You good. That's just
or something like that. That resolves it. So now I know, like, okay, well, you can't have your phone out at work. So I may be more flexible at work and can text all day, but you can't have your phone out like that. So if I don't know that, I'm gonna assume everything until we talk about it.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many arguments we have kind of headed off by talking about whatever it was that was happening. Like me, I'm the kind of person where I won't let you leave. And I'm like, no, we got to talk about this.
Right.
Okay. And Amy will be like the one who wants to leave. She want to leave the house. She want to go to another room. I'll chase her to the other room. Like, we're not finished. We're not going to bed angry. We're going to figure this out. We got to talk it out because I want to fester and stir overnight. And then I wake up and I go to work the next day. We still haven't talked about it. So now it's like 20 hours have gone by.
And that makes it worse.
And by that time, I'm at work. I'm thinking about it. She's thinking about it.
You're dissecting things and breaking it down and making your own conclusions about,
And the thing is, we've had arguments where we've been arguing on the same point of the issue, but not communicating it properly to each other.
Right.
Like, we actually agreed on it.
But y'all were arguing.
But we're arguing because we're just not expressing it correctly. That's usually my fault because I say things a certain way, and she's a wordsmith. So she'll be like, well, why didn't you just say that the first time? I'm like, I was trying to, but I didn't. Apparently it took me some time to arrive at that. But then I'll also use this. This is a cheap shot where I'll be like, we got to talk about this now. If we don't, we can go to bed. I get going to work. I get in a car accident, and I'm dead.
That is not nice.
It's not nice, but it's also potentially possible.
It's potentially
so I'm like, let's figure this out because I want to tell you I love you, and we can go to bed.
You still need to tell her you love her, even if y'all in the midst of an argument.
There's plenty of mornings I woke up and mad at my wife, like, I love you.
Right, you get on my nerves, but I love you. Don't say it. That's one of the, you saying it the wrong way.
I said it the wrong way.
You make her take it the wrong way, and that makes it even worse. So no, you still tell her you love her, but just be like, I think we really need to go ahead and talk about this. I don't want this to fester. I don't want to go through our day being mad at you. And I did learn, just not even in relationships, even with my family, don't go to bed angry. Because you never know. And I'm 12 hours away from my family. So I make sure that I don't ever want to cut off a conversation where I feel like we're upset with each other. Like, I still, if I hang up, I'll call back. And be like, I love you. It ain't even that serious.
Right.
You better than me. I need to work on that family part. Yes.
I'm going to change the battery in the camera. So tell me what you think if we've covered, I guess, the points that you think build something successful. Communication, compromise, friendship, accept each other, accept yourself.
Yes.
You think we're missing anything?
Always be you. Don't change who you are to please somebody else. Because if you have to change who you are, that's not the person for you. Am I supposed to keep talking?
Yeah. It's still recording.
So, yeah.
This is video.
Just you need to be yourself. And if a person, it's okay with being yourself. Why do you have
That's Hayden.
Oh, he wants to see you.
He's fine.
Yeah, I figured Amy had got. So I feel like if you have to change yourself to please somebody else, that's not the person for you. Like you said, accepting yourself. That's most important. So the person for you, you're going to accept them and they're going to accept you. And then anything that you can compromise on will be good.
So accept yourself?
We already said that. Yes.
So you're just elaborating on that.
Yeah. But you just don't change yourself. Yeah. Don't change yourself thinking that that's going to keep somebody.
Okay. So I've done that myself where I'm like, I think this is who they want.
Right.
So I'm going to be this kind of guy.
And I've done that before too. Like I would be different or try to be like, I'm a country girl from Tennessee. I'm loud. And some people may say, oh, this country loud chick, blah, blah, making me feel like there's something wrong about that. But then I have other people that weren't trying to be with me that were just like my friend. And it's just like, oh, you cool. She's down to earth. She's bubbly. She likes to have fun. But then a person that you're dating may take it differently. And then I would be like, okay, well, maybe I need to just calm myself. Maybe I need to be more reserved or be more proper. But no. I need to be who I am. I need to have fun. Like, why should I have to be more reserved? That's not how I was raised. If I can have a good time with my dad and talk crazy and talk shit to him, why I need to be more reserved for a dude? Like, I'm good. And it hasn't caused me any problems this many years, except for this one person. And if it's one person telling you that there's something wrong and everybody else is cool with you, maybe it's that person.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I can't think of anything else. I think communication, compromise, friendship, accept each other, accept yourself, don't change yourself. I think that's an excellent foundation to try to have something successful. And we don't have to go into this. Just real quick, kind of off the top of your head, what do you think are some things what are the wrong ways to start off a relationship? What are the wrong reasons? Sex is absolutely is wrong. That's
wait.
So
wait
sex start. Some people
to start a relationship off of sex.
We can't.
No, I don't want to say like that. Just
to each his own.
Yeah,
but generally speaking, that's probably a bad idea to start it off that way.
Because somebody can have amazing sex and they
can't even talk to each other.
They can't.
Right, but
or they can't even save money.
You go buy a car you ain't test road. No, negative.
Okay.
Sound like you talking about somebody.
I'm just saying.
But so you don't believe in building that emotional relationship or that before that mental relationship, which even if the sex is not good, if you have that emotional bond, it can make the sex great.
I'm a multitasker. So I can do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So maybe I should clarify. So maybe these aren't things that like are the wrong reasons. Let's say they're, I don't know, shaky reasons. Maybe not so great reasons to start a relationship based on. Like it's
looks.
Probably not a great idea to start a relationship based on sex.
It's not
looks.
But I mean, you have to be attracted to the person, so
sure.
They don't have to be like your top looker.
But to base a relationship,
like
you can go on a date with the person.
Okay, so like when people say, "Oh, I gotta have a man that has a college degree, he has to drive a Mercedes,"
checklist,
like a checklist. I don't have a checklist anymore. I used to have a checklist.
Throw out the checklist.
Throw out the checklist. I used to have a checklist. I used to have, like you said.
I don't think you agree.
I wouldn't say throw out the checklist.
So you
modify it.
You modify it. You still have to
modify the checklist.
You still have to have standards. You shouldn't lower your standards.
Don't be a prostitute. I'm just being silly.
You still have to have standards. So, say if you're a religious it depends on the person. If you're religious, I said it depends on the person. I can't be a Christian and marry or be with an atheist. That's religious wise. Right. I said it depends on the person. Depends on the person.
That could be the guy. That could be the guy.
I'm going to agree with her on that one.
I'm not even with religion. Okay, so like I'm saying like simple things. I don't have to be with the person just because I have I have a college degree. That means I have to be with a person that has a college degree. Or with me, given I don't have any children, yes, I still have that standard where I typically do not want a person with a child. 2 max. 2 is pushing it. 1. Especially, that's my side because I don't have kids.
Okay.
So I only can speak for me.
Okay.
So lowering your standards. Like you said, you shouldn't be with somebody that you feel like you have to change yourself for. So
Okay.
I don't want to be like, if I do meet a rich person, I got to act bougie, or I got to be like, oh, I only can go to a 5-star restaurant, or I have to dress a certain way to be with a person. Still be me. But my I guess typical standards for me, yes, you do.
He out there dying, ain't he?
I know, poor Hayden. Typical me. Like I said, I want to start off a friendship. Okay. I want to start somebody I can communicate with, someone we can have fun together. But as far as like the basic stuff, like education, what you drive, materialistic things.
Okay.
Right. But as far as lowering your standards, as far as trying to change yourself to be with somebody, I don't think that should constitute being in a relationship.
Okay.
But basic stuff, like traditional stuff that you may have been raised on, like nowadays, more women are more independent.
Yeah.
So, like Darcel said, what attracted him to his wife, she can cook. Some women can't cook these days, and some men are not going to accept a woman that cannot cook. So that's lowering their standard. So everybody has a different standard.
That's a tough one. Like, I'm not going to get with you because you can't cook. You can't learn.
Some women ain't willing to learn. Some women be like, you going to take me out to eat. Some women going to be like,
that might not be the
you
one
can
then.
cook. So I do not like when a man, if I meet them, first conversation we have, can you cook? That turns me off.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of...
I say no, and I can cook. But I'm not going to let you know.
You testing them.
Like,
I'm okay with that.
You're deserving of that. If I feel like I want to cook for you, if I feel like I want to make the effort,
yeah,
I'll do it. I don't need you to ask me, can I cook? If I want to do something, just like if a man wants to do something, he's going to do it.
Right.
That's an action thing.
That wasn't a standard. That was like a bonus for me that she can cook.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I didn't ask her, can you
So you was okay either way with that?
Yeah.
But that was like, you was like, ooh, she can bowl and she can cook?
Right.
That was good.
It was like a potluck at work and she brought me something to eat. I said, you made this? She said, yeah. I said, alrighty then.
I'm going to need you to come over later.
So that made it even more, that made her even more attractive to you.
Right.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with looks.
So sex, looks, checklist, don't lower your... Wait.
What is this? Materialistic? Is that
yeah, it's materialistic.
Yes. So basically materialistic things.
So these are things that are probably not a great idea to start off a relationship based on these things. Sex,
right.
Looks, a checklist, and materialistic things.
Because my daddy always said, you could meet a man, he say he a garbage man.
I always hear that. That's like the true test, though, isn't it?
It is a test if I met, and I'd be like, oh, what you do? He was like, I'm a garbage man.
They make good money.
They make good money too, you know. Right.
But you would, growing up our age, you thinking of a garbage man. I'm like, garbage man.
They work for the city. They got benefits.
They do, and they have benefits. Yeah. Or somebody say, I work at the chicken
so
house.
If you're
I pluck chickens, or
so if that's what they do, wasn't this on Insecure? Didn't you see it? Y'all watch Insecure?
I watched it. You talking about it on Showtime? I mean on HBO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the guys I think was like, he worked at Enterprise, and the girl
she was an attorney. You talking about the one that was
I think it was the attorney, and the dude worked at like Enterprise, it's a rental company, and he was a good dude.
But you can't be.
And she was ashamed.
She was ashamed. Like you can't be ashamed.
That's her problem.
Right. That's her problem. You can't be ashamed. So like if say for instance, if the woman is the breadwinner, you shouldn't base that on a good relationship.
Amy made more money than me.
See, and you're okay with that.
And he's winning.
And he's winning. And he has a damn good woman. And he's a damn good guy. So y'all money,
okay.
Right? But y'all's money, your money put together is good. Like y'all make it work.
But yeah, that's another thing. I think that's actually a good point. Yeah, my wife does make more money than me. I know a lot of guys that
Some
would
men
be
are too prideful.
too prideful.
I'm not. I told her, like, once Black Ink come to Texas, I want her to be on the show.
Black Ink Crew, Texas?
Yes. So, I can stay at home. Yes.
But that's, oh my gosh. So I can see myself being a stay-at-home person.
Yeah.
And that may be the independent person in me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want nobody giving me an allowance. I don't want nobody being in charge of me and saying, oh, here, you got $2,500 to last for the month. You do what you want to do with it. And I'm not bringing in my own money. Like,
you want to be able to contribute something.
I cannot be the breadwinner, but I'm still going to work and earn some type of income. I'm not just going to solely depend on a person to bring in money. I want to contribute as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like talking about these. I like being honest and being, because I'm like, that's, I think, is what helps people. Hopefully somebody hears this and can contribute it or, into their life or use it in their life. So, I mean, I think we've talked about a lot of really good things. I think we actually kind of, I don't know if we went into it all enough, but I think we really touched on a lot of solid things, a lot of good information as far as what do you use, what kind of things do you use to begin a relationship that, hopefully is successful.
I'll be right back.
And what kind of things are kind of a bad idea to start a relationship based on. All right, she going now. What do you want to talk about? All right, so went to the strip club last week.
Yeah. Made it rain.
Okay. Shit. That's an off topic, but I think that would even be kind of funny to just get her opinion real quick on that. My wife is not too fond on strip clubs.
You should have my wife for that.
I should bring Kino in for that one. Kino wild, man. She be here throwing money around.
Yeah.
We about to turn this into a strip club.
Yeah, she's good. She'd be a great person for that.
Where'd you go so quick? Never mind. You'll have to say on air.
Clear my throat.
So that's not really what we're talking about, but that's just something funny real quick when you stepped out.
What, strip clubs?
We just talking about strip clubs real quick.
I go to the strip clubs. I
You do.
would pay for a lap dance for my man, or I would he can have fun.
But that's going to fall under communication,
Right. It's what
compromise.
it's what works for your own relationship.
Don't change yourself.
Correct.
Nobody, compromise. Nobody gets what they want. So, like, if you got to do is like, yeah, that's what he does, like, every, other week.
But if
maybe he's got to give that up a little bit because she's unhappy with it. And she's like, yeah, I don't think
But
that's
that's
okay.
something you can change, though. Like,
Yeah.
it depends on what you're willing to compromise for. If you used to going to the strip club, or you used to taking trips all the time, but you get a wife that doesn't have enough vacation time that can just travel the world with you, or do something like that, then that's up to you to be like, okay, well, until you get this much time, I'll cut back on traveling. Or if you're really not comfortable with me going to the strip club, I won't go.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think we covered a lot of good stuff. I mean, I'm really kind of impressed. Like, this is y'all's first podcast ever,
Yes.
right? Yes.
No, it's not.
Have you've done a podcast before?
Actually, my brother, shout out to Anton Gregory Birch, that's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's my brother. He'll be 46
What's
December
up?
30th. He and
Wait,
his friend Chuck, I know, shameless plug. They had a podcast, but I don't know if they still do it. But yeah,
You went
I
on
was
that?
on there. When I went home to visit Chattanooga, they had me on there. So
Okay.
But this is really like, hopefully I'll get some, you get some comments and be like, hey, who's that chick? Have her back on there.
I'm too over.
That's my bodyguard.
Yeah, ain't even going.
Matthew's really not my bodyguard, but I think of him like a brother. But
I ain't big
Darcel
enough.
is more.
Definitely. No.
But if y'all want me back on here, tell Matt Sky Osborne to have Tam back on the show. That's it.
No, they know who I am. Like, I'm all good with it.
I forgot Sky.
No, you good.
Sky ENT.
I'm all good with it. You ever did a podcast?
No. First one.
Yeah, so I mean, not really having done podcast just as a thing, y'all did great. I think.
We're weird, like you, and that's why we're your friends.
But also, I mean, I think we all know each other, so this the only thing that's changed here is that we have microphones and a camera.
Right.
Otherwise, we talk and how we talk. Maybe we're holding back a little bit because
Maybe a little.
we're on air.
Yeah.
And this can be recorded, or it is being recorded and can be repeated and shown to anybody else.
Maybe next time, depending on the topic. But I think I opened up a little bit more.
Y'all, I'm real excited. I didn't know how this was going to go. This is an experiment for me. I did the podcast with Shannon, but I never had to kind of hold it down myself and bring in people. And it's going to be challenging because I'm going to have to bring in people every week, and I don't know what their dynamic's going to be, how it's going to work.
They'll probably be more boring than we are.
Wow.
She just shut everybody down.
Right.
Hey, I'm not afraid anymore.
That wasn't even appropriate.
I don't know what that was.
I got a bunch of little things here on my soundboard. So let me ask you, is there anything y'all want to promote or shout out or anything real quick?
Be Humane right here. Yep.
Oh,
we support
yes.
it,
Oh,
man.
shit. Y'all got y'all Be
Humane.
Humanes on.
Yes.
It would be
I
humane.
wear it every day.
Yeah.
And so many people thought it said Benihana.
Look,
They was like, why do you have Benihana? I said, be humane, and then they felt really embarrassed because they was like, oh, she's kind of serious about something.
Yeah.
It's not a restaurant. It's be humane.
Why the hell would you be wearing a Benihana?
Right?
You know what I mean?
So, yes.
Yeah, Be Humane wristbands. You can get these at BeHumane.live, Live.
And I actually was one of the models for his Be Humane movement.
Yeah, I did the Real Beauty.
Yes, that was Real
project.
Beauty, but that was part of Be Humane, too.
Yeah, it's all under Be Humane. And I'm actually trying to see if I can make this under Be Humane and make it more of a conversation, because I do the Be Humane videos every other week where I talk about humane issues. And that's just me talking at the camera. I'm wondering if I can work that into these conversations where I can actually talk to people about these topics.
I won't even bring up a topic because that'll start a whole another hour conversation.
So you want to talk about something.
Nope. It's just a lot of stuff going on in the world. So I just wish peace and positive vibes for everybody. I'm a unicorn. So I don't even really follow I hate watching the news. So because I don't like
Dallas PD ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right.
So a lot of stuff's going on, but I see it on social media, which is a bad thing. And then I don't do politics. I do vote for presidents, but all the other side stuff I don't.
I'm going to have to get with you on that because that's very important.
It's very important.
Because in the midterm elections here, if we can get a Democratic Congress and Senate, they can put the brakes on your crazy man up in office, Donald Trump.
45, 46.
Yeah, so it is important you vote in the midterms because they can shut him down.
Well, can you please just keep me updated?
I will keep you updated.
That I don't. I'm
you
registered
too.
and I don't
You know
keep up with it.
We need to shut this motherfucker down because he is. I'm sorry, I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
I know this is supposed to be about relationships, so we have to be positive.
Here we go. So what was I saying?
I was trying to say this different way.
You gotta want to run through.
So he hid it. In one place he knew he could hide something, his ass. 5 long years he wore this watch up his ass.
No, wait, hold on.
I'm done.
What movie is that?
I don't know. He hid it up his ass for 5 months.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
That's a
I've
classic.
Never seen that movie.
Are you?
Oh, you never seen
serious?
Pulp Fiction?
Nah, I have seen
Come
Pulp
on.
Fiction.
Come on. I'm gonna get that for you for Christmas.
No, I'm gonna watch it tonight.
You gonna watch it tonight? Pulp Fiction is a classic.
No, what was the movie I'm supposed to watch? Because I've seen the Elevator movie, but you were telling me the other artist, you and Nicole were telling me about.
Oh,
the
you
guy.
want M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah, that guy.
He's the director, yeah.
So I seen the one with King Woodbine in the Elevator, The Devil.
I didn't see that one yet.
So you haven't seen that, but y'all were telling me about another one.
We were talking about Unbreakable.
And that's the one with Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah, you seen Unbreakable? So Unbreakable.
But you told me to watch something else first before I watched Unbreakable.
What's the one that Split? Do you see Split?
I saw Split.
So you saw how they were, spoiler alert,
Schizophrenia.
connected, and now The Glass is coming out, which is the third movie in that kind of series.
I'm more of like a demonic person. I need to go see The Nun.
I don't know how to respond to that. She said, I'm
Like,
a
I
demonic
like the-
person.
And then American Horror Story started this week.
You like scary stuff.
Snowfall. That's not scary. It's about
what
the
is
drug
this?
world.
Nobody
Oh.
calls me chicken.
All right. Okay, we shout out Be Humane. Is there anything else you guys want to shout out or just promote? I want to give people opportunity to come on if they got something going on. I want to give you guys a platform to shout out something if you got it. I'm always shouting out what I'm doing. I do music vlogs every week. I put out music. I'll be doing this every week. That's really what I got going on now.
I don't have any shameless plugs, but I do like this podcast. So,
and if you enjoy it, I like to have y'all back.
Yeah, I already told you. Anytime you need me, this commute is a little far, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's lucky he's my friend.
He's in BFE.
Yes.
Bumfuck Egypt, but
yes.
He's worth it, and this podcast is worth it, and I support anybody that I consider a true friend, and Matt is someone that I consider a true friend, so I appreciate you allowing me to come on your platform, and you felt comfortable enough to allow me to share some experiences, even if it's not interesting to other people. It was interesting to me, and I appreciate you.
It's interesting to me.
Yeah, and I appreciate you listening, so I can come back on here anytime. We can talk about anything.
Yeah.
Black Girl Magic.
Black Girl Magic. There you
women
go.
rock. Not even black girls. All women rock. So,
all women rock.
That's right. Where would you be without us?
We wouldn't exist.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, okay.
It takes two.
Okay.
That's where I need to rob base.
Well, you would exist. You would exist because if you're biblical, we came from your rib.
Right.
So we are your counterpart.
So remember that.
Yes.
I'm not religious.
Well, I mean, we fucked everything up. Eve did, but it's just we're all good.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. I guess we're wrapping up here. Y'all got to get going. It's about that time.
Grip music.
Yeah, you know,
Sky ENT.
A little something I put together last week. So yeah, thanks for watching on YouTube. I'll put clips on Instagram. Again, you can subscribe on iTunes and Spotify, and I'm working on Google Play. Instagram, The Grip Podcast. Facebook, The Grip Podcast. Follow me on Instagram, Matthew Sky Osborne. That's it. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all next week. This will be out on Sundays is when I'll put out the podcast.
Cool.
All right, y'all.
2 fingers. Who was that, Keno?
Oh, wait. Hey, you on the podcast right now.
Podcast. Look, and his wife just called him, and she is in her car on
Keno,
the phone.
we've been talking about you.
Keno, we talked about you.
Oh, hell. Is this in a good way?
Yes, I told them about our first meetup.
Oh, great.
Yeah, when you didn't know who I was.
Now, you live right now, just so you know, you on the podcast.
Because it was just like, who's this little cute girl at the door?
Told you.
I opened up the door, and, Darcel wasn't there. He didn't let me know somebody was coming over.
See, I don't lie.
And I'm just like, oh, well, come on in. Give me a hug. I'm Keno, Darcel at the store.
She's just cooperating your story,
like,
just word for word.
I thought I told you.
He didn't.
She coming to Thanksgiving dinner.
He did not.
He did not.
So I told him
any other woman might have tripped out, but
And that's exactly what I said on the podcast, and why I admire you so much in y'all's relationship, because I told them that we became great friends because of that, and I love your relationship.
I said we're like sisters.
We are like sisters. Y'all embraced me. I don't have any family here, and I appreciate it. And you're my sister wife. Well, I'm your sister wife. Wait, yeah, I'm the sister wife.
I was like,
I am the sister wife.
Another podcast.
Right, we're on a podcast.
We'll talk about that later.
Technically, I am supposed to take care of. Y'all don't know his nickname. His nickname is Papa D. I'm supposed to take care of Papa D when Keno goes out of town, but I haven't been on my job because I don't cook, and I'm supposed to take him out, and we're supposed to go have fun when she's tattooing and she's traveling, and she's okay with that. So, I mean, who could ask for a better wife than that can put her husband off on another woman?
It sounds like, wait a minute, that sounds like a little shade to me.
That was not shade. shade. I was
We gotta
saying I
get Keno on the
appreciate
podcast.
you.
I feel like we can
Keno needs to be on the podcast.
I got 4 mics. I just don't know where we would sit her.
She can come. We can outfit.
You know what I mean?
He said he wants to put you on the podcast.
I can put her on with both of y'all.
I'm going to be on the podcast.
He said he wants to put you on the podcast.
What, tonight or something?
No, not tonight.
I mean, you on right now.
You know, I'm in Irving right now. I ain't going to have to
Babe,
She said, I'm about to come over.
He gotta go to bowling.
I gotta go.
All right, we done.
I gotta go.